Hey guys, welcome all of you to this presentation. In this presentation, we are going to discuss how to program analog to digital converter in ARM LPC 2148.
Before proceeding to the demo program on Kiel environment, let us see few important things related to analog to digital converter in ARM LPC 2148. There are two inbuilt ADCs available in LPC 2148, each of 10 bits. They are referred as ADC 0 and ADC 1. The ADC 0 and ADC 1 put together have 14 channels to receive analog input signals. You can configure them independently using programming registers. Of course, it uses successive approximation technique for conversion. Another important feature related to ADC is the operating clock frequency, which should be less than or equal to 4.5 megahertz. So this feature we are going to consider while configuring the ADC using registers. The voltage on analog input channels can vary between 0 to Vref. So Vref is typically 3.3 volts. Now let us have a look at the pin diagram of LPC 2148. As you can see here, the yellow highlighted pins are the pins that supports ADC functions, and you can see there are 14 pins are available. So you can configure these 14 pins independently, and if you want to use ADC function in any of these pins, you need to enable that functionality using pin select. So since these functionalities on the pins are multiplexed using appropriate value, you need to select the pin functionality on that pin using pin select register. So in our program, we are using P0.30 bar AD03. Here in this function, this AD03 is the second functionality on this pin. We are going to enable this AD analog to digital functionality on this pin by setting appropriate value using pin select. Now let us have a look at the registers associated with ADCs. In our program, we used simple approach in programming of AD0 to convert analog input signal to digital bit. In fact, there are many ways to program these ADCs. For example, we can use interrupt with the ADCs. It means when conversion is done, interrupt is generated to take action on the converted value. Moving on, we have AD0CR, that is AD0 control register, which is associated with AD0. So this can be applicable for AD1 also. In this register, we have fields, namely select, to select the analog input channel. For example, if we want to select AD0.7 channel, So we need to enable the corresponding bit position in the bit pattern, select bit pattern, to enable the selection. At a time, all channels can be selected under AD0. Clock diff. So this value is to divide the arm peripheral bus frequency to bring down to less than or equal to 4.5 megahertz. Typically, this value will be 3. Since the onboard clock is 12 megahertz, in order to bring down to the desired clock frequency, we need to divide that by 3. So we have burst bit. So 0 implies it is software controlled, whereas 1 implies repeated conversion at the rate selected by clocks. Clocks field gives rate of conversion depending on the accuracy of output. For example, if you set 000, so which means it requires 11 clocks per conversion and gives 10-bit digital value output. So higher the number of clocks, higher the resolution. So we have bit 21, which is referred as power down mode. So it can also operate in power down mode if it is set to 0. So the operational mode is selected by setting 1. So this gives, even the device is in power down mode, it can still able to convert the input analog signal to digital value. Next we have start field. So with burst is equal to 0, these bits make sense. So these values will give when to start the conversion of analog signal into input digital value. So we have edge bit, so which implies whether the conversion should start on rising edge or falling edge. Next we have AD0 GDR, which is Global Data Register associated with AD0. So this will give you the information that from which channel the conversion is done. So if you have enabled many channels under AD0, so you want to know for which channel conversion has been done using this bit, you can do so using this register. We have ADGSR, which is referred as Global Start Register. Using this register, you can start the conversion of both the ADCs simultaneously. So whether it is in burst mode or not, you can specify here. So whether you want the conversion to happen in the edge mode or not, you can specify in this register. AD0 stat, which means ADC0 status register. So this register will give information whether conversion has been done or not, is overrunning occurred or not for each and every channel, and also whether interrupt occurred or not. Just by reading this register value and analyzing the bits, you will get the information. Next we have AD0 interrupt enable. So under AD0 you can set interrupt facility for each and every channel. So if you set AD int enable to, the second channel would be enabled. That means when conversion is completed, you are going to generate the interrupt. So this register is used to support interrupts for conversion. And finally, we have AD0 data register. So which gives data after conversion when it is done. So you can see the result bits are stored between 6 and 15 positions. So once the done bit is 1, you can collect the results. Now let us see a demo program on Keil environment. So we need to include LPC2148 header file in order to get all the definitions of registers. So we have first configured the pin to enable analog to digital functionality on this P0.30. So on P0.30 we have this analog to digital conversion functionality, which is channel number 3. So we have enabled using this value 1 by setting at the appropriate position in pin select 1. Since this pin is multiplexed, we need to select the function number corresponding to the analog to digital conversion. So once the pin is enabled for analog to digital function, we can configure the analog to digital converter control register to begin the conversion. So as you can see here, we have used AD0CR. So this register will going to select the channels, whether in burst mode or not, the conversion should happen. So what is the clock divider value? So what are the clocks that gives the resolution of the output value, whether it should be operated in operational mode or power down mode. Since burst is set 1, start bits does not make sense. We are resetting. So in order to select the AD0.3, so which is at third position, so you take the value 1, shift it by 3 and then add or it to AD0CR. That will going to set the channel number 3 under AD0. Since we have 12 megahertz clocks, in order to bring down to 4 megahertz, we need to divide that by 3. So that's why we have taken the value 3 and we have placed at position 8. Of course, it is in the burst mode. That means the conversion happens repeatedly as selected by the clock field. So this clock field starts at 17th position. So we are using 000 value, which gives 11 clock pulses for each conversion to get 10-bit result. So operational field, whether it is in power mode or not, whether enable the power mode or not. It is at bit number 21. So we are setting that bit number 21 in operational mode. We are not considering power down mode. Of course, start bits are there. We have reset to 00. Now, having done all the initialization in the corresponding register, that is AD0, we are next probing the data register of the channel number 3, that is AD0 DR3. The last bit gives done. So we are checking whether the bit is 1 or 0. So by ANDing with 1, so we are checking whether it is 0 or not. If it is 0, that means conversion has not done. So if it is 1, then the control comes out of the loop. You are going to collect the bits, that is the output bits in this register by extracting the bits and by ANDing with 3FF. So it starts at 6th position. 6th to 15 positions are the data bits. We are going to collect that, and we are going to shift that by 6 in order to get the correct hexadecimal result. So now let us see the simulation. So we need to run this in the debugging mode. Yes. So now just take the under peripherals, you open the analog to digital converter mode. You can see here the register contents are displayed here, some of which can be set, some of which can be read. So now before proceeding to know the value of the result, let us give the input on channel number 3 under AD0. You can see here we have selected AD0. So we have enabled AD0.3. So we are going to give the sample analog input value, and it should be less than 3.3. And you can see here VREF is given here, that is 3.3. So I will take 1.5 volts I have set, and let me run this program. It has run, and you can see the value, the result. So you can see the result is 00001D1. So it is a correct value for 1.5 analog input. So with this we have validated that the analog to digital converter is converting analog input to digital value. Now just close this. Now let us see how to validate the output that we have just seen. The output voltage can be calculated using this relationship, that is input voltage divided by step voltage. The step voltage can be calculated using V reference, that is the total range divided by the number of digital levels. Since we are using 10-bit, the digital levels are 1, 0, 2, 3. So you are going to get the step voltage. So using this step voltage, the input voltage 1.5 divided by the step voltage will give the number of digital levels corresponding to 1.5 voltage. which is equivalent to 0x1D1 in hexadecimal. For further references on ADC programming in ARM LPC 2148, you can refer the following websites. Especially for using interrupts, you should know the interrupts, vector interrupts, the registers associated for enabling the interrupt, and also the other registers associated with interrupts. So in order to enable interrupt driven conversion, so you can refer this website. So you can refer example 3 for the interrupt driven AD to conversion. Thanks for watching this video.